Welcome to the 2-Minute Advantage podcast this week. I'm Nick Diesel along with Darren DeCarlo and Kevin McShann. We have a good couple topics to talk about today. Of course, the Detroit Lions went into Carolina and didn't fare so well.
Well, they hibernated in Carolina.
Yeah, okay, that's what happened. The Detroit Tigers had a great opportunity last night to take a 2.5 game lead over the Kansas City Royals, and Joe Blow happened to blow that again.
He strikes again.
Yeah. Also, if everybody is not aware, Adrian Peterson and Ray Rice are in some trouble in the NFL, and people want to pull out like McDonald's and Anheuser-Busch, and the NFL is losing some money and starting to freak out. So let's start with the Detroit Lions. Darren, what did you think of the game on Sunday?
Oh, it proved me right that I was saying from last time we talked about the Lions. Show me what they are really like against a real defense. And same old Lions. Bad turnovers, can't make field goal kicks, and just a lot of bad plays, a lot of dumb penalties, and also a lot of missed opportunities, because that was a Carolina team that you could easily, because of all the off-field distraction that Carolina had, you could easily
Hardy didn't even play.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't even the issue. It was that they couldn't move the ball.
They couldn't block Kuechly either when I end running plays.
Kuechly is one of the
he's a world-class player.
He's one of the better linebackers in the league. But when you have a chance to jump on a team that is known for a very stout and stellar defense, you have to take that opportunity, and they didn't, and that's what really hurt him. Matthew Stafford looked uncomfortable. He was overthrowing people, and Calvin dropping passes like that one in the end zone. He normally will haul that in. So yeah, it was not good. So hopefully Jim Caldwell can, correct a few things. Maybe get Reggie Bush involved, and maybe utilize him more for Green Bay this week.
Kevin, they brought in a couple of kickers this week. I think Rob Baronis was one of them,
and Garrett Hartley. I think is another.
And Hartley, two veteran kickers. Have done it before in the league. Nate Freese obviously has had some issues in the first 2 weeks. What do you think of that situation? What do you think of the cornerback situation? They seem to be bringing in a lot of guys for workouts there as well, because Bentley and Lawson have gone down to be put on the IR with season-ending surgery.
Well, the Lions are going grocery shopping again for corners. It seems like they go grocery shopping for corners.
Eric Ebron in the first round.
Every year. And, they had a golden opportunity to address that position in the draft, but they failed to do it. Your point about kickers is a good one, as you remember. When we did our interview with Dan Miller back in May, that was one of his biggest concerns about the team, because for the last 40 years, the Lions have had two kickers. And Nate Freese showed that he's a rookie. I mean, in the NFL, you're supposed to be able to make 49-yard field goals. Certainly, those two missed field goals changed the momentum of the game, and they were moving the ball early. They just couldn't capitalize on finishing those drives, and the fumbles and the turnovers is what did them in on Sunday.
I read a couple articles, and there was some things said that Jason Hansen also had issues in his first couple of games as a Detroit Lion. Now, I am not comparing the two. Right. Jason Hansen probably is one of the best kickers in the NFL has ever seen.
Right. The Lions' all-time leading scorer. Yeah.
I think you give the kid one more chance in the Dome against a division opponent. If he poops the bed again, you got to make a move, because you can't keep giving away. You think about it this way. You've given up 9 points, which is a touchdown and change, and it could make a difference in games or at the end of the year with the point differential as well. So
just think about, like, he had 2 missed in Carolina early on in the game, where you could really set the tone for the game if you put up those 6 points and you get your team a little bit of momentum. And then
he missed one on Monday night and made everybody sit on their hands for half a quarter. So
exactly. So,
and you're in a dome.
Yeah.
There's no
So
excuse.
what makes you think that him being in a dome this week will be any different?
Now, I just think maybe he's got a couple kicks under his belt now. He's
a couple missed kicks. Yes.
I'm just saying.
Extra points don't count,
Nick. Give the kid. I think he missed one of those in the preseason too. Give the kid a chance to succeed. If he fails this week, you can't move forward with him because you're giving away points every week.
Well, this is a huge divisional game for both teams, which makes the loss in Carolina all that much more troubling for the Lions, because I know it's still early in the season, but they
got to win at home against Green Bay. Simple. Like, you have 65,000 strong there for you, and you don't win on the road in Green Bay. That's for sure.
And like I said, this division is up for grabs. Everyone's 1-1, and so if the Lions,
the Bears,
yes.
I don't even want to get into that topic, but yes, the Bears.
If you're a fantasy owner like me, the Bears helped you out last Sunday. I know I did. But anyways, yeah, this is a 1-1. This is anyone's division early on right now. So if the Lions want to, take the lead early on in the season, this is a pretty big game.
Okay, we're going to wrap it up here, and we're going to move on to some different topics. But I want to get your prediction on this week. I picked the Lions last week. I had some pie in my face. Darren was correct with the same old Lions. Maybe it's all time for the Lions fans to take a step back and see exactly where this is, because they had their first test on the road against a good defense, and they poo-pooed their pants. So this week, Green Bay at home. Kevin, let's start with you. Make it quick, and then we'll move to Darren, and we'll move on.
Well, I think there's a couple of things for the Lions versus the Packers this week. I do think they'll score some points, because I just don't respect the Packers' defense. I really don't. They've made some adjustments with Julius Peppers, but they still can't rush the passer. Their secondary still can't cover. So I do think they'll move the ball up and down the field. I think it'll be a shootout, to be honest, and I do see the Packers winning 27-24, just because the Lions never beat the Packers. I mean, the last time they beat the Packers, Matt Flynn was playing and Aaron Rodgers had a concussion. So I do think it'll be a high-scoring game. I don't see the Lions winning, but I do think they'll have a bounce-back effort from last week.
Darren.
Well, you got to look at it this way. You'll see in this game how much will the Lions learn from their loss in Carolina. Will Matt Stafford, use his check down receivers? So, will he, use more screen passes and dump off passes to Reggie Bush and Joique Bell and Golden Tate, and not just look for Calvin? Calvin's great and he's good at those deep threats, but you have to open up the running game.
Did Carolina just take away those other threats like Reggie Bush and Tate because of that defense? And was it more of a play calling than Matthew Stafford?
Well, I think it was a little bit of both. Matthew Stafford's still learning a new system under Joe Lombardi, so he's going to have a little ups and downs with that. And what you saw there, he looked kind of flustered, and then he made a bad pass into where he was like the old Matt Stafford, where he thinks he can just throw it in and Calvin can come down with it. So a lot of reduce those, and if there's not a throw there, throw it away. But anyways, for the game, I like they're at home.
Come on, do it.
You know what?
Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
No. If they keep it close and they keep Aaron Rodgers contained and that defensive front four actually attacks the quarterback, they'll have a chance. I'll take Lions 34-21.
And there's one final point I wanted to make on
quick,
the
please.
Lions. I'll make this one quick. We'll see if the coaching change has an effect, because this is why they made the change, to get them over the hump of not closing the deal on games, and we'll see how the team responds to Caldwell as well, and whether the coaching change will be an effective one as well.
I want to go with the Detroit Lions, even though
There's
I
a
picked them.
shocker.
I know, right?
I know.
Listen to me. Hear me out. At home, crowd noise. The Green Bay Packers have a hard time protecting Aaron Rodgers. They're going to get to him. Yeah. I think they do not have close to the defense that Carolina has. I think the Lions are going to be able to score points. And so this is it. This is the shot. Like Kevin just pointed out, this is why Caldwell's here. If they don't beat Green Bay at home, there's gonna be a long season. So I want to say Lions 31-21. If they burn me this week, then I'm going to probably picking against him a lot of
There
times
you
this
You're
week.
gonna abandon
you
them
go.
the rest of the
And,
year.
and if you've been listening, I'm 1-1. Darren's 1-1,
Yeah.
and Kevin always picks against the Lions, so he's 1-1 as well.
So just one quick thing, because you said that and how you know everyone's talking about Caldwell or the defense. It's the injuries we have, especially that secondary is atrocious, like garbage. We have no one there. Call up Champ Bailey, say, hey, we need you. We got no one left. But if they get time, Aaron Rodgers is gonna have a field day with that line secondary.
Stick with us. We're right back with some more 2-Man Advantage podcasts, and we're talking Tigers baseball.